The unexpected footage Robyn Brown's house in Flagstaff was meant to be silent on this particular morning. TLC was merely there to record standard video for a future recap show. Situated in her living room, where she sat on the leather sectional and drank her typical herbal tea, the crew, used to documenting the loyal fourth wife, put up their cameras. The cameras were in motion. However, what they discovered would lead to a scandal that would destroy any remaining faith in the Brown family. Robyn was talking to her older sister, Kendra, over the phone when she didn't realize her microphone was hot. Her once gentle voice grew a bit too candid. Robyn sneered, swirling her cup. Cody's still acting like she's destroyed by the financial problems. Come on, though. He accepted the reorganization. Furthermore, Janelle continues to believe that she is legally entitled to the Coyote Pass property. It's pitiful. The producer, who was just out of shot, gave a startled face. Everybody, welcome back to my channel TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Did she simply admit Cody and orchestrate the reorganization that excluded Mary and Janelle? Robyn mumbled, "I just want them all to go away," as her tone turned to one of poisonous passive aggression. I mean, God bless their hearts. However, they are incapable of handling their own children, relationships, or money. She chuckled. A sated, quiet laugh. The camera team realized they had something explosive at that same moment. TLC's predicament. Should it leak or bury? Editors flagged the video as soon as it arrived at TLC's post-production headquarters. It was cold, intentional manipulation captured on camera, not merely chatter. Robyn's public persona as the peacekeeper and the helpless victim of the family's collapse was squarely at odds with this. Robyn had been spinning a meticulously crafted campaign of deception for years, and this was more than just her lie. However, the proof was what set this apart. TLC producers engaged in heated argument in private meetings. Do they risk a lawsuit by airing it? Or do they conceal it in order to shield the most divisive character in the franchise? An acquaintance at a gossip blog received a tape that was leaked by a junior editor. Additionally, hashtags like #RobynExposed and #SisterWivesScandal were trending on YouTube, Reddit, and Twitter by the next morning. Mary and Janelle's reaction when Janelle's son Logan gave her the viral video. She was sitting by herself in her rental house. It felt like a knife to the chest to watch Robyn make fun of her financial difficulties. For a whole 10 minutes, she put down her phone and looked straight ahead. When Mary learned, she was in Utah on a business retreat. She laughed incredulously at first, then sobbed hard. The years of thinking Robyn was just misguided or confused vanished. Mary shared a mysterious quote on Instagram that night. "A wolf disguised as a sheep is still a wolf, even if she lies in tears." The comment section went crazy. The passive collapse of Cody was taken aback by how fast everything fell apart, not by Robyn's remarks. He rejected the video when producers showed it to him. "She didn't mean it that way." With obvious agitation, he remarked, "You're twisting things." But he was fuming in private. He had come seen as weak, dishonest, and complicit when Robyn said that he should pretend to be devastated. The worst part was how casually she said it. Their home, which had been warm, became frigid. There was an oppressive tension between them. Unable to face Robyn in the eye, Cody went back to sleeping in the guest room. Dayton and Aurora dispelled the silence normally reserved and devoted to Robyn. Aurora was devastated and humiliated by the publicity. "Mom, why did you say that?" she inquired during a show portion that was filmed. "When you say you care about the family, do you really mean it?" In a rare interview, Dayton, who had become increasingly aloof from the set in recent years, informed the crew, "I believe the truth about my mother is finally being seen by the public. When the cameras are rolling, she is not who she seems to be." The exposed passive-aggressive wishes a few days later. Another leaked segment, an unreleased Robyn confessional from season 18, came to light. She had stated in it, "All I want is for Christine to stop destroying it all. Mary, I wish you would let go. I hope Janelle would acknowledge that she doesn't belong at last." "I wish" was the opening line of each sentence, but it was tinged with bitter hatred masquerading as worry. The trademark passive aggression, now unquestionable, was instantly recognizable to fans. Fans were vicious when the video was shown during a supplementary truth reveal section. Comment sections were overflowing. Robyn's entire performance just fell apart. She is no longer crying. She is calculating. When a narcissist forgets the microphone is on, they sound like this. The official statement of TLC following intense public criticism, TLC eventually released a statement. We try to show the reality of our actors' lives. To ensure openness, recently unreleased video has been confirmed and will be used in upcoming episodes. The last nail. No more omitting Robyn's sobs and cliches. Her disguise had come off, revealing her true face to the world. What comes next? TLC revealed Unscripted, the truth behind Sister Wives, a unique 3-part spin-off. Robyn declined to take part. Cody paused. Mary and Janelle, though, they concurred. Mary informed the producers, "You're looking for the truth? We experienced it, and we're prepared to share every unpleasant, deceptive, and tragic moment." Christine returns, her eyes burning. Tension weighed heavily on the dusty air in Flagstaff. The stage was situated in a clinical, barren studio that was purposefully devoid of any reassuring background. The special reunion episode of Unscripted, The Truth Behind Sister Wives, was described by TLC producers as a raw environment. Everyone else, however, referred to it as The Reckoning. Mary was seated already, coiled and serene, like a lioness in waiting. Janelle sat next to her, her jaw clenched and her arms folded. When Christine Brown entered the set, both of them looked up. She was wearing a crimson blouse and exuded confidence and unwavering determination. She was not the previous season's Christine. This woman had discovered her voice and was using it. Something appeared to change in the air. She was welcomed by the moderator, who was situated between the couches. "Thank you for coming, Christine. I am aware that this was not your first plan." Christine smiled a little. "No, it wasn't. But then I watched that Robyn video." There was silence in the room. The team leaned in even behind the cameras. Christine went on, the one where she called Janelle pathetic. She claimed that Cody was acting as though he was devastated. For me, that was it. I knew I had to say something. Christine's calm becomes restrained anger. Christine's hands shook a little in her lap, but her voice remained calm. "I was told I was the issue for years. I was too sentimental, too self-reliant, and too hesitant to follow orders. However, I wasn't the one who pretended to be the victim and lied to the family." She turned slightly and spoke straight to Janelle and Mary. "In an attempt to be fair, we all twisted ourselves into knots. However, justice died the day Cody left Robyn's house and never returned." Mary wiped away her tears. Janelle's jaw was set as she nodded in agreement. Then Christine's tone became more abrasive. "Robyn used her tears as a weapon. We all justified it too. But drinking tea and witnessing her make fun of Janelle's financial situation, that was who she really was. Don't edit. No production gimmicks. Finally, only her truth slipping through." The scene that startled everyone. "What would you say to Robyn now if she were here?" the moderator asked, obviously taken aback by Christine's candor. Christine didn't think twice. "Robyn, you lied, in my opinion. You deceived yourself, our children, and us. You clutched the sledgehammer and wept over a ruined family. The collapse wasn't simply advantageous to you. It was necessary for it to occur. Because a cohesive family was dangerous in your world." Mary gave a little gasp. Overwhelmed, Janelle extended her hand and took Christine's. Janelle muttered, "She never wanted sister wives. Only Cody. At the expense of all of us, she managed to acquire him." The kids speak up for the episode. TLC has collected taped interviews with a number of the adult Brown children. Janelle's son Gabriel gazed directly into the camera. "Mom made a lot of effort to be kind. However, Robyn consistently managed to turn Dad against her. We witnessed it. It wasn't concealed." Christine's daughter Aspen added, "Robyn would say things like, 'I simply want peace,' during some conversations, but she would be manipulating everything behind the scenes. They dubbed them passive-aggressive wishes? And that's precisely what it was." Janelle's youngest daughter, Savannah, was crying as she sat on her interview sofa. "All we wanted was to be treated equally." However, Robyn ensured that only her children saw that side of Dad. Cody arrives. By himself an hour later, Cody appeared on the set without warning. With his eyes bloodshot, his shirt rumpled, and his curls pulled back. He appeared worn out. He sat down opposite the women, who observed him in silence. His throat was cleared by the moderator. "You've seen the video, Cody. Regarding Robyn's remarks, what are your thoughts?" Cody stared down for a while. "I didn't want to accept that. I excused myself, even after witnessing it. However, the reality is, she was telling lies. Not only Janelle. Almost anything." Janelle's gaze expanded. Mary's mouth dropped open in surprise. Cody went on. "She informed me that she was being attacked. That they felt envious. That I was forced to take sides. I was unaware that I already had." Christine raised her voice, quiet and clipped. "And now," Cody let out a loud sigh. "Now, I have no idea who I married." The aftermath of the studio. Women together, Mary, Janelle, and Christine stood together off camera as the camera stopped rolling. There were no pretenses for the first time in years. No Cody. No Robyn. Not a spin. Finally, 3 women were breathing in the truth. Mary said, "We allowed her to control the story for too long." "No longer," Janelle answered. Christine gave a nod. "Let their lies consume them. Our truth is known. And now everyone else does too." Together, free, angry, and at last one, they strode out into the Arizona sun, past the camera's blazing red lights. The live stream that nobody requested Robyn Brown made her come back 3 days after Christine, Janelle, and Mary's dramatic reunion went viral, igniting a social media firestorm of fury, support, and millions of views. She did not undergo TLC. She didn't use a public relations agent. Without makeup, with swollen eyes and a shaking voice, she went live on Instagram from her bedroom. Even before she spoke, the comments began flooding in. According to Robyn Sucks 89. "Let me guess. More tears. No accountability. You lied. It's over. Sister Wives Warrior. We already saw the footage." She started while gazing at the camera. With tears in her eyes, she sniffed, "I don't even know where to start. Everyone seems to be attacking me. By women I cherished. By the ex-wives of my spouse. And now, by the entire planet." Her voice rose as she paused abruptly. "That video? The one they're always sharing? It was changed. I was having a private outburst. The video was altered by TLC to portray me as a villain of some sort." The defense of gaslight Robyn put her hand against her chest. "I've always desired family harmony. I threw myself into it. I adored Mary. Janelle was someone I adored. Despite Christine's coldness towards me, I attempted with her. However, these women who claim that I ruined everything don't show you what they did. They froze me out like that. The harsh remarks they made regarding my kids. The moments when I felt unworthy because of them, anger had taken the place of melancholy as she gazed intently into the camera. This story is risky. It's intentional, not just a falsehood. To punish me for something I didn't do. They are using social media, TLC, and the fans as weapons. Being the favorite was something I never desired. They made things up because they couldn't bear the fact that Cody reciprocated their love for me. The internet takes off in less than 12 hours. The live stream received 2 million views. However, Robyn was unable to locate the pity she was obviously looking for. Actually, it did the exact reverse. Videos of her accusing the editors, without ever saying sorry to Mary or Janelle, went viral with scathing remarks. Every syllable, eye twitch, and tear was examined by prominent YouTube recap channels. And it was from within her own house that the most devastating blow was delivered. The kids retaliate that night. A startling new TikTok account surfaced at The Truth from Inside. Fans quickly discovered that it belonged to Robyn's adolescent daughter, Brianna Brown. The initial footage was grainy, dimly lighted, and silent. Brianna remained silent. She merely posted a voice tape that was made 3 weeks before to the scandal. Robyn's voice was clear in the video. "I'll cry on camera once more if TLC tries to portray anything unfavorable. People are fascinated by that. They will never betray me." The fans were taken aback. Aurora provided the second video. She was shown on camera sitting in a sweatshirt with her hands in her lap, clearly nervous. "I can't keep acting like I love my mom." In the background, she says a lot of stuff. Negative remarks on Christine. concerning Mary, even about Cody at times. However, she changes when the cameras are rolling. I doubt I even recognize the true person anymore. The collapse of Robyn following the TikTok's popularity. Robyn's Instagram account vanished. No fresh posts. Comments have been disabled. Within a day, her whole livestream explanation was removed. In a subtle but calculated move, TLC removed Robyn's status as family peacemaker from their official cast profiles. Producers disclosed in a behind-the-scenes leak, "We gave her every opportunity." However, that isn't editing when your own children start coming forward. That is a lie being exposed by the truth. Does Cody leave? An aired video from the last seconds of the leaked reunion special showed Cody speaking to a producer in private, unaware that the microphone was still hot. "She also misled me. I'm not sure how I'll recover from this. I'm not sure whether I want to." Once clinging on Robyn like a life raft during a storm, the man now stood by himself, lost in a sea of blatant betrayal. The Brown ladies get back together without Robyn. TLC cameras followed Janelle, Mary, and Christine as they met at Christine's house in Utah in a last full-circle encounter. They chuckled. They sobbed. To truth, they raised a toast. Mary whispered, while Robyn spun webs, "We wasted years trying to win Cody's approval." Janelle grinned. No longer. Christine's glass went up. To tranquilly. Real at last. At last ours. TLC takes action. The franchise was shocked by the announcement. TLC sent a silent but impactful press announcement at 6 in the morning, just weeks after Robyn's broadcast meltdown and her daughter's devastating revelations went viral online. Monday morning, TLC is pleased to announce a new chapter in the history of the Brown family, Sister Strong. Post-polygamy life including Mary Brown, Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, and their grown kids. No Cody. No Robyn. No justifications. Only the ladies who persevered, who made it through, and now, who succeeded. It was evident from the press announcement that this was not Sister Wives. It was a new beginning. The real, unvarnished, and Robyn-free spin-off format in contrast to other seasons where the family was frequently dispersed over different states and residences. Sister Strong would highlight the rekindled relationship between Christine, Janelle, and Mary. Every episode would switch between, after decades of being the silent provider, Janelle's quest towards financial independence was aided by her sons, who helped her restore a legacy that Robyn and Cody all but destroyed. Viewers have pleaded for an actual exploration of Mary's backstory, which involved her emotional recovery and romantic reawakening following years of gaslighting, manipulation, and loneliness. Christine's brave choice to guide women from unhealthy spiritual marriages and her new life with David Woolley. Moreover, most explosively confessions from the adult children behind the scenes, who at last felt free to express themselves without restraint. Robyn's legal danger. The case starts furious. Robyn Brown reappeared, but this time via court summons rather than Instagram. In a $3.5 million lawsuit, her lawyer accused TLC of character slander, willful emotional discomfort, contractual violations, and character protection provisions. She said the video portrayed her as malicious when she was simply overwhelmed, was taken out of context, and was broadcast without her permission. Despite being out of the spotlight, Cody was named as a co-litigant, alleging emotional harm to his marriage and reputational harm. TLC's retaliation. The receipts show up. The legal staff at TLC didn't waste any time. They swiftly and brutally moved to dismiss, submitting. Robyn had authorized the use of all behind-the-scenes content, including unaired raw footage in future productions, according to signed releases. In a series of emails, Robyn urged the production team to portray the other wives as difficult and jealous, recommending that the private confessionals be res-hot for better emotional impact. Surprisingly, Robyn specifically requested in an internal production document from season 17 that camera crews not record her interactions with Cody's kids unless they were favorable and warm. The court didn't find it funny. The collapse of the courtroom. Robyn showed up in court for the initial preliminary hearing wearing a thin gray cardigan, without makeup, and clearly shaking. However, her situation came to light in real time. Robyn sobbed when the judge questioned her about why her own daughters had made conflicting posts on social media if she was being defamed. They don't comprehend. Christine is trying to manipulate them, the judge interjected, saying, "Ma'am, Your children are adults. On their own initiative, they posted. TLC isn't the issue for you. That's the reality. There was silence in the courtroom. With his face buried in his hands, Cody took a seat in the second row. Janelle, Christine, and Mary break their silence once more following the lawsuit's dramatic failure. TLC broadcast a 2-hour live premiere event for Sister Strong, during which Mary, Christine, and Janelle answered questions from viewers in real time. A viewer inquired, "Do you believe Robyn feels bad about what she did?" Christine didn't think twice. "I believe Robyn regrets being discovered." Mary, who was more taciturn, only stated, "You can't lie indefinitely. Truth eventually gets its teeth." Janelle was direct. "She didn't simply tell us lies. She told Cody a falsehood. To the children. To America." The last blow. Robyn's humiliation in public. Robyn was seen exiting a grocery shop in Flagstaff by herself 3 weeks after her judicial defeat. No camera crew. Not glam. Just black shades and a faded hoodie. When she was asked if she intended to appeal, paparazzi captured the event. She said, "There's nothing left to fight for. Everything is gone." The incident was called the Fall of Queen Robyn by fans. Former supporters publicly renounced their allegiance, including some who had previously viewed her as the only faithful wife. Tens of thousands of upvotes were given to Reddit threads titled "Robyn's House of Cards Has Collapsed" and "We Owe Christine an Apology." Cody's last interview. Alone, shameful, and furious weeks later, Cody made his last admission on TLC's dime in a one-on-one interview. He appeared exhausted, lean, and gaunt. "I was duped," he claimed. "However, I made it possible. I ignored those who sacrificed all for me. And I did it in the name of an illusionary form of love. My family passed away. They no longer trusted me. I also lost the man I was before." He dabbed at his face. And there were no theatrics for the first time in years. Don't act ostentatious. Simply say you're sorry. The women's ascent. In the meantime, TLC's premier streaming records were broken by Sister Strong. Janelle founded a non-profit organization that teaches women in recovery from oppressive spiritual relationships about money. Mary discreetly started dating a Utah-based novelist and therapist who urged her to write a memoir. In addition to hosting retreats for survivors of polygamy, Christine and David grew their mixed family. The inaugural episode's last scene saw the 3 women standing together in a golden hour desert meadow, grinning broadly and with the wind in their hair. "Everything was lost," Christine remarked. "But we're free now," Janelle continued. "And at last," Mary said, "we're whole." The book that no one wanted to read. Robyn Brown banished for almost 2 months after being publicly disavowed and criminally humiliated. No interviews. Not a show. Quiet. Then suddenly, her name surfaced in a leak from the publishing industry. Robyn Brown's book, The Sacred Heart, My Truth as a Sister Wife. Coming fall, the announcement touted a profoundly spiritual book about betrayal, persecution, motherhood, and the pain of being misunderstood. Robyn was featured in a full-page newspaper ad, holding a battered Book of Mormon in her hand, her eyes sparkling with thoughtfully illuminated grief. The tagline for marketing? "I put everything into it. They placed the blame on me." However, Robyn's product was no longer in demand. The retaliation starts. The concept was attacked by critics and fans even before the book was published. She is now making money off of a victim narrative after lying on video and being exposed by her own daughters. I'm going to assume that she sobs in each chapter. "I gaslit everyone but still got a mansion as a chapter, right?" #Sacred Lie trended in a matter of hours on the day of release. Early copies were given to insiders, who attested to Robyn's use of the memoir. To her scandals can be attributed to TLC's trickery in editing. Make spiritual sabotage accusations against Christine. She was emotionally abused by Mary. Janelle only stayed for the money, you say. And, most startlingly, imply that her daughters were coerced into opposing her by outside powers. Kendra, the sister who had enough, speaks out. Kendra, Robyn's older sister, had been quiet during the family's turmoil. However, a few days following the book's publication, she uploaded an uncut 12-minute YouTube video with the title, Robyn Brown, My Sister, Her Deceptions, and the Truth. It was completely heartbreaking, unrefined, and unscripted. "I cherish my sister. However, I saw her deceive those women. I saw her create a scenario in which she was the protagonist and everyone else was evil. It wasn't genuine. Kendra hesitated, clearly moved. She wore her tears as armor. And she betrayed everyone, including her own children, when people stopped believing them. She left a scary note at the end. Ask Robyn who she's blaming today if she tells you a story in which she's always the victim. Afterward, find out who she blamed last year. Since it is never her. In just 3 days, the video had 4.6 million views. Brianna and Aurora take back their voices since the book announcement. Robyn's daughters, who were already active on the internet, had been silent. However, Aurora and Brianna shared a video to Instagram Live after reading the first few chapters in which their mother characterized their actions as painfully disloyal and influenced by outsiders. Aurora was the first to speak, her voice shaky but determined. My mother is not allowed to change my tale. I am not disloyal. I simply saw the truth at last. Brianna went on. We cherished her. We made an effort to believe her. However, she turned everyone else against them. We were children. We were also utilized. We are not aliens. We are not tainted. Simply put, we are no longer blind. Records were broken by the broadcast. More than 2.3 million people watched in real time. Millions more were earned by the rerun. The girls get their own special treatment from TLC. TLC contacted Aurora and Brianna after realizing the importance of their voices and the need for their viewpoint. The outcome was a one-night broadcast event called From Our Perspective, The Voices of Robyn Brown's Daughters. Prime time was when it aired. There was silence during the special. No glamour. No melodramatic music. Two daughters are seated on a plain couch with journals, letters, and unposed pictures from the previous 15 years all around them. When Aurora talked about the evening, Robyn told them, "Don't trust the things they say about me. All they want is to harm us. Remain faithful. Avoid asking questions." Brianna read from a diary entry written by a teenager during the time they moved to Flagstaff. Mom claims that Christine is envious and malevolent. I'm not sure why she fears her so much. Christine never failed to grin at us. She never had a sinister appearance. As they dealt with their grief, not only over their mother's manipulations, but also the childhood they lost as a result of them, the camera lingered on their faces. Robyn's response. One last, hopeless step before deactivating her Instagram Stories account. Robyn shared a single sentence the day after the special aired. Even if the world turns my kids against me, I will always love them. It was the last time she spoke in public. No tour of the press. No follow-up. No court. Nothing but quiet. The women react. Fearless and together, Christine, Janelle, and Mary convened at a retreat they co-hosted in southern Utah in the subsequent Sister Strong episode. The core idea? Taking back your narrative. Mary said quietly in response to a question concerning Robyn's book and the Daughters special, "You have a limited amount of time to tell lies before the truth is heard." Janelle went on to say, "I'm proud of Brianna and Aurora. Walking through the mist of manipulation requires strength." Christine smiled warmly, but her tears welled up. Those girls accomplished more than simply make it through Robyn's environment. They are currently constructing their own, and we will support them at every turn. An era's end, the camera panned over a silent bookcase at Christine's house in the last moments of the show. A single copy of Robyn's book was placed next to framed pictures of the children and grandchildren. There was a sticky note on it. It was written in Janelle's handwriting, "Fiction." Off-screen, Christine chuckled gently. Then came Mary's voice, "Let's go on." The screen then became black. Robyn's last hope. The launch of a YouTube channel. Robyn Brown made a comeback 6 months after her book failed. Her daughters publicly criticized her, and TLC abandoned her. This time she did it on her own terms. She started the following YouTube channel, Living in Love, Robyn Brown and My Path to Truth. The branding was subtle. Pastel hues. Backdrops with flowers. Soothing piano tunes. The banner showed Robyn grinning subtly next to a phony motivational saying, "Time is of the essence, and I'm prepared to share mine." However, the remarks were unkind. Reality? Or harm prevention? Come on, half